YouTube, what it do? Your boy Playoff Don is back, blessing the screens of your mobile devices. Hopefully, I can do as good of a job as Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions are doing in the NFL right now. And that's the topic of this video. Jared Goff and the Lions deserve a ton of love, and I want to make a video about it. So that's what I'm doing. First, before I get started, you guys hit the like button before you forget. I know you wanted to. I know you were going to. I'm just reminding you, just in case. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button as well, so you don't miss another one of my videos. Now, let's get to the Lions. So, in case y'all been living under a rock, hashtag Restore the Roar is running amok right now in the NFL. And the Detroit Lions look about as formidable as they ever have. Currently with a 5-1 record and a pretty nasty chokehold on the NFC North. Looks like they're well on their way to a playoff berth, a home playoff berth. And they've been so enjoyable to watch, because they just win in the ways that NFL fans are like, yeah, man, just grind it out, but still sound offense and like sound defensive schemes. And right now they're one of the most balanced teams in the NFL, and they've got a ton of good players everywhere. Let me stop. They have a ton of good players, but not a super talented roster. And they're still taking care of business. They're beating the brakes off of inferior teams, which is something they've never done. Which kind of lets you know that this is a different Lions team. But they're winning all these games by double digits. And it looks like, by the looks of it, they finally have their quarterback that they've been looking for. Of course, they had Matthew Stafford for years. They were always a frisky team, always a tough out, but could just never get over that hump. The plan was, of course, in that trade, when they traded Stafford off, Jared Goff was kind of like a throw-in, really. And it's like, okay, Goff is here now. He'll just be the bridge to our next guy. With the way he's playing this year, he might be the next guy. Jared Goff, really, if you really watch these Detroit games, Goff is playing like a top 10 quarterback, a borderline elite quarterback. He is not making mistakes. He is utilizing the entire field, and his kind of creativity and his off schedule playmaking is really it's showing, it's popping up more and more week after week after week. And this Lions passing game is so efficient, with not the most dynamic playmakers in the world. Of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown's amazing. But he's a slot receiver. There's only so much explosiveness you can get out of that. Again, Jameson Williams hasn't been there all season. He's throwing to guys like Josh Reynolds, who's cool, but it's Josh Reynolds. Khalif Raymond, who's cool, but it's Khalif Raymond. These aren't household names. And Goff is really making it happen out there. Again, so efficient, so decisive, and it's just great to see out of him. And there's nothing more that I love than a player who has been, stamped, labeled, and shipped off, right? Someone who's been written off, given up on, and they kind of fight back to relevance. And actually, no, I'm not this player that you think I am. I'm actually this. Jared Goff collected all the receipts, collected all the hate, and he is playing like a truly elite guy right now. And if Detroit finishes the season 12-4, he is a legit MVP candidate. That's how well he's playing. I believe he is PFF's highest graded quarterback at the moment. And yeah, man, like it is great to see. It really is great to see how nice Jared Goff is playing for Detroit. And again, he might be the guy that they just been looking for. You know, they drafted the quarterback out of Tennessee in the 3rd round, thinking he's probably going to supplant Goff. No, Goff ain't having that. He's playing like the number 1 pick in the draft, which is what he was. I don't know if you guys remember that. Jared Goff, he was the number 1 pick in the draft. It was a while ago, and a lot has happened since then. But yeah, I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I've always weirdly found myself defending him for his entire NFL career, really. You know, he's a miserable rookie season, but that team was terrible, that coaching was terrible, the whole situation was miserable, and he was terrible along with it. But everyone kind of wrote him off there, and I'm like, hold up, we're writing off number 1 picks after their rookie season? Can you imagine if we wrote off Trevor Lawrence after his horrendous rookie season? Like, people already gave up on Goff then. Sean McVay comes in, of course, and they take off, right? Super productive offensive seasons. They go to the Super Bowl. Goff looks incredible, outplays Drew Brees. It looks insane. Of course, they lose. But it seems like that game too was another write-off Jared Goff time. That Super Bowl where he did look really bad. He did. But again, like, he's been a successful quarterback in this league. And, you know, I kind of hated to see him just, you know, scapegoated in LA and just dumped off to Detroit, where there was no talent, where really there was no path to success there. And he made it out. And they have put pieces around him. They've given him an amazing offensive line. And he's returning that faith that they had in him. You know, and again, it's great to see. The Lions look super balanced. This defense as well of theirs looks so solid. They are so disciplined. And Aiden Hutchinson, 2nd overall pick a year ago, he looks like one of the 6 or 7 best pass rushers in the NFL. And he's out there dominating. He's kicking right tackles all over the place. So many good players on defense. They got linebackers flying all over the place. Their DBs are playing well. It's just a really, really solid team. And as crap as the NFC looks right now, they got a pretty good shot to make some noise in the playoffs, believe it or not. And it's just great to see. I'm very happy for Detroit fans. Shout out to Dan Campbell, who's just might win Coach of the Year. I don't think he won it. But the season keeps going like this, which it probably will, because their schedule is not that crazy. Huge game this Sunday against the Ravens. We'll see how that goes. I think that'll be an incredible matchup, and that's the big test. That's the big test. I know they beat the Chiefs in week 1, but this is like the real test. This is an elite defense. Lamar is playing like an MVP candidate as well. And it's just, this is it. This Sunday, Ravens Lions. This is not a preview, but that game's gonna be great. And that'll be it. If they win that game, or even just hang around and make it close, stamp the Lions in as contenders in the NFC, true contenders, because this team takes care of business. And that's what contenders do. That's what you want contenders to do. Blow out the bad teams, take care of business. And yeah, man, shout out to the Lions. They look lovely. And I wanted to give Jared Goff some praise because he totally deserved it. As the way he's been spoken about and again written off as just some bum, he's not just a system quarterback anymore. He's not. Like I said, doing this with good receivers, not phenomenal receivers. He doesn't have what Brock Purdy has in San Francisco. He doesn't have what Tua has in Miami. He's got good playmakers, but great scheme, elite scheme, great offensive line, and you see the returns. Jared Goff is balling out for the Lions. I wanted to give him some real praise. But let me know if you agree. Are the Lions really true contenders? Do you need to see more? Or is it hashtag restore the roar, hashtag one pride? You let me know. Shout out to Jared Goff playing like a top 10 quarterback. And I'm going to be out for this one, but there definitely will be more videos to come. Be sure of that. This has been Playoff Don. I'll take it easy.